Everything in life is vibration. Albert Einstein. Have you ever looked at a clock and it said 11:11? Then the next day, you see 222 on a receipt. Later, 333 on a license plate. It feels random at first, but then it keeps happening, over and over, until it feels intentional. You're not imagining things. You're not going crazy. You're tuning into something most people never notice, a hidden frequency code that speaks to you through numbers. These aren't accidents, they're signals. Repeating numbers are not just spiritual trends or new age fluff. They are like energetic pings from the universe, signs that you're shifting, that you're starting to align with something deeper, something bigger than your daily life. Everything is made of energy. You've heard it before, but what does it really mean? Every emotion, every cell in your body, every thought, it's all vibration, all of it. And vibration means frequency. The question is, what are you tuned to? Think of your mind like a radio. Most people are stuck on one station: survival mode, distraction, stress. But when your internal state starts to change, the dial shifts. You begin to pick up new signals, and that's when numbers start showing up. They're not creating the change, they're reflecting it. Seeing these numbers means you're becoming conscious of your own resonance. Your inner world is syncing with the outer. The universe isn't speaking a language of words. It speaks in signs, symbols, rhythm. Numbers are one of its clearest tools. And here's the deeper layer. You're not just receiving frequency, you're emitting it all the time, through your beliefs, your attention, your emotion. What you focus on expands, and when your energy becomes coherent, aligned, it begins to attract aligned feedback. That's why you suddenly notice the same numbers. They've probably always been around, but now you're actually seeing them because you're ready. Let's talk about what some of these numbers mean, not in a fluffy way, but as energetic indicators. 111. Alignment. The portal is open. Your thoughts are shaping reality faster. Time to focus. 222. Balance. You may not see results yet, but something is organizing itself beneath the surface. Trust. 333. Expansion. Your creativity, your truth, your voice, they want out. It's time to express without fear. 404. Stability. Foundation is being laid. Support is with you, even if it feels like nothing's happening. These numbers aren't magic spells, they're markers, confirmation points. They tell you, yes, you're on the path, even if it doesn't feel like it yet. So what do you do when you see them? Pause, breathe, check your thoughts. What were you just thinking about? How were you feeling? The number is not random. It's responding to you. It's a mirror. And the more aware you become, the more frequently they appear. That's not coincidence. That's coherence. That's resonance. You are syncing with the rhythm behind reality. If you're feeling this frequency, make sure you subscribe and tap the bell so you don't miss the signals that are meant for you. Let's go even deeper. Most people live life asleep, not in the physical sense, but mentally, spiritually, energetically. They move through routines, conversations, and habits without ever questioning the deeper patterns playing out beneath the surface. They don't notice the signs because their internal world is disconnected from the signals being broadcast by the universe. But once you begin to wake up, truly wake up, the universe starts speaking louder. Patterns become clearer, the noise fades, and the codes, like repeating numbers, rise to the surface. You no longer feel like you're drifting. You begin to feel guided. Why? Because your awareness is a magnet. The more you pay attention to meaning, the more meaning finds its way to you. Repeating numbers are more than signs. They are invitations, nudges to pause and observe what is happening right now. And the moment you pause, you create space for insight. There's something called the law of resonance, not as famous as the law of attraction, but far more foundational. It says that everything that vibrates affects everything else that vibrates, that your state of being influences what enters your field. That means these numbers show up because your vibration is already in motion. You don't need to chase signs. You need to align with the state that allows them to appear. But there's something deeper. Each number you see holds not only a message, but also a reflection of your current energetic state. It's not just about seeing 555 and knowing that change is coming. It's about realizing that your field has become compatible with change, that you've entered a phase where movement, disruption, and rebirth are possible because you're ready. This is why these numbers show up during emotional peaks, moments of clarity, times when you feel lost, or powerful, or aligned. They are not random, they're perfectly timed. And that timing, it's not just divine, it's mechanical, it's algorithmic. Your soul is moving through cycles, like the moon, like the seasons. Each cycle has a pattern, and the numbers show up as markers within that pattern, guiding you from one phase to another. It's like being in a dream where everything has a hidden meaning. And the more conscious you become in that dream, the more you can shape it. That's what this is, a dream you're learning to wake up inside of. Many ancient cultures believed the dream world and waking life were not separate, just two sides of the same mirror. And in both, symbols speak louder than words. Numbers cut through layers of logic and speak directly to the intuitive self. This is why you feel something when you see them, not because the number is magic, but because your attention makes it powerful. Where you place your awareness, energy follows. And energy, focused and intentional, begins to shape reality. This is not belief, it's physics, consciousness, psychology, and experience intersecting. The more present you are, the more the universe seems to become personal. You realize it's been personal all along, but now you're seeing the design, you're seeing the frequency map. And the more you trust this process, the more effortless it becomes. You stop overthinking, you start feeling, you stop forcing, you start flowing. And in that flow, the numbers keep appearing, not to tell you something new, but to remind you you're still in sync. There's a reason the ancients studied numbers like sacred relics, because they understood something we've forgotten. Numbers hold patterns, and patterns hold meaning. The world you see around you, your body, time, space, sound, all of it emerges from math, from vibration, from frequency. When you see repeating numbers, you're not just seeing symbols. You're witnessing the blueprint behind your reality momentarily reveal itself. But what happens when you start working with these numbers consciously? Everything shifts. Instead of just noticing them, you begin to set intentions when they appear. You assign meaning. You build a relationship. And just like that, the universe begins to communicate with you more clearly, more directly. It's not that the universe suddenly starts speaking to you, it's that you finally started listening. Let's say you've been seeing 222 everywhere. Instead of brushing it off, you pause, you breathe, you check in. What am I holding on to that needs to be balanced? Where am I forcing instead of trusting? You don't just ask questions, you open space for answers. And the more often you do this, the more your intuition sharpens. You start feeling the difference between fear and guidance, between noise and signal. You stop living reactively. You begin living consciously. Because here's the truth, your reality is not static. It's dynamic. It's responsive. It mirrors not what you say you believe, but what your frequency says you believe. So, if you want to experience more clarity, more flow, more alignment, you don't force it. You tune into it. You become the version of yourself who already lives in that state. That's why these numbers are so important, not because they bring change, but because they reveal who you're becoming. And you're becoming someone who sees the design, someone who feels the pattern, someone who listens to the silence between the noise. This isn't about superstition. This is about self-awareness, mastery, connection. The most powerful thing about repeating numbers is not what they mean, it's what they awaken in you. The awareness, the curiosity, the knowing. You are not lost. You are not behind. You're decoding reality in real time. And the numbers? They're just the universe whispering, yes, keep going. So the next time you see 111, 333, 444, or any other sequence, pause, let it hit you. Let it remind you that you're not separate from this universe. You're a part of its code. You're embedded in its design. And now you're beginning to read it. What number do you keep seeing? And what do you feel when you see it?